wanted to live heartily, I guess. I don't know.
Jackie Hacsi is a daredevil, veteran, and lifelong writer. While visiting family in Southern California, I decided to sit down and talk with Jackie, who happens to be my grandmother, about her life experiences. One of the topics we almost instantly stumbled upon was World War II.
I was working at one of the, I was the Rosie the Riveter at one of the plants because it was the war. I was also going to college classes. I really wanted to get into the war more than that.
What Jackie means by Rosie the Riveter plants are the shipyards and factories which women were called upon to work in during the war. The very well-known Rosie the Riveter posters encouraged women to join the war effort and were a symbol of feminism. Jackie sacrificed her job at the LA Times to help with the war.
There was such a demand for labor. I mean, the men were being drawn off to go to war all the time, so a lot of places were screaming for male employees because women had never really worked very much outside the house. Pretty soon they were hiring the women.
We need them to replace men who will be put into combat crews. The job of our men is to fight. Too many of them have been chained to desks and supply counters here in the United States. They had to be replaced.
Jackie wanted to join the WWII, or the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps. The WWII was created for the purpose of making available to the national defense the knowledge, skill, and special training of the women of the nation.
I wasn't old enough to join the WWII. I had to be 18 or 19, and I was 17. I went home. I'm not proud of this, but I did it and stole my sister's birth certificate. And then I took her birth certificate because she had turned 18. She was old enough for it, and I wasn't. So I claimed I was her. So then I went into the Army. And that was a very enjoyable time for me when I was in the WWII. Of course, we were in training to start with, over the wall and in the mud and all that.
After being accepted into the WWII, women had 8 weeks of basic training, including exhaustive exercises and courses on military subjects. They then went into specialist training programs or workstations.
Working as clerks, stenographers, link trainer, or radio operators in the operation towers, or as trusted craftsmen on our bomb site. They have proved their worth.
Finally, I wanted very much to go overseas, and I kept putting in for it, and finally I made it back to Des Moines with a troop that was going overseas, and I was very pleased. And we were due to head out. We were packing our bags and everything to leave and go to San Francisco and go to the South Pacific when the bomb was dropped. And that ended, everything was put on stall because they knew it was the end of the war with the bomb that we had dropped. And we dropped a second one, and I was so mad at the government for doing that. They had won the war. I thought, why can't they go to a bare island, drop it, show it to the Japanese, you've got it. The Japanese were already trying to end the war before that bomb was ever dropped. And we not only dropped one, we dropped two. And I was just furious at Truman. The war was over. They were already in Washington trying to negotiate a peace when we dropped the first one, and then we dropped a second one, and I just hated Truman for it, just hated him for it.